Hello my Swiriz, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sisipo Quinana, known as Sisipo K here on YouTube. Please sit down, please relax, please tune in. I promise you'll love it here. It's scrumptious, it's great, it's delicious, honey. Hey Swiriz, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Oh, girl. Anyway, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Sisipo Quinana, known as Sisipo K here on YouTube. Thank you for subscribing to the people that have subscribed after my first video, because I believe, yes, this is my second video on YouTube. So thank you very much. I appreciate the love, and I also would like to apologize for not posting because I've been going through a lot. And I understand inconsistency does fumble with your it's like you're fumbling your subscribers basically, but I really think that if I could post, or if I could sit down and like make videos, or if I could vlog, or if there was anything that I could do about it, I would have, but I was down bad. So I thought I wouldn't speak about this on social media, because I think the first people to know about this were the people on my close friends, and obviously people that are closer to me besides the people on my close friends. Because I understand that I want to be I am a YouTuber, girl. I have a channel, don't fuck with me, I'm joking. But I didn't want too much of my personal life out there, because then it would always be like I'm enabling people to have a say in my life, or see me when I'm at my most vulnerable state. I'm not saying you guys would never see that, but I just didn't know that something would happen so soon, like after dropping a video, like my first one, and like I was on this, thinking everything is just gonna run smoothly, but I just lost my granny like out of nowhere. Because yes, she was sick. She's always been sick because she had diabetes, and it's just that it broke me, because she's always been someone that's very strong. Like, I've never met, or I don't think I'll ever meet anyone that knows how to love someone for all hlobo wena ulilo. So uzamthanda usisipo for all hlobo sisipa lilo, athande omnye ngolhlobo lilo, athande like, I'm really sorry about that. But what had happened was independent space, so I just had to clear some space. But as I was saying, like, I don't think I'll ever meet someone as pure as she was. I hate to even speak about her in past tense. Like, it still hurts, and I didn't want to put myself out there during that time, because I didn't think I was gonna be authentic. Like, I wasn't gonna post content that is authentic. Like, I post for the sake of posting, or I would start making videos for the sake of making a video to post, whereas that is not something that I want to do, So guys, and I can't say I have fully healed. I don't think I'll ever heal from that, because there's no one in this world that will love me the way that my granny loved me. And I not even love me, the way that she still loves me, because for the first 3 weeks after her passing, I was still in a very bad state, emotionally, even though at times I wouldn't show it. But been wrong one, and I still feel like I'm not okay, but I will be. I will be. So the reason why in the city, I don't want to say she loved me, but then the reason why I keep saying she loves me is because I see her, because Diateta and I at times, like prayer, or just, and for her to still open up things for me, because I got a job. Mind you, I've been looking for a job for quite a while after my previous job. So I wanted something totally different, because I feel my previous job gave me a bit of PTSD. But at this, okay, let's not talk about that anyway. So I wanted something different, and I got something different, and it was like, I would say my job was a miracle, because my cousin and I were compiling a CV from scratch, like adding like my new experiences and yonke. And it took a while for companies to respond to me. And out of nowhere, after my granny's passing, she was a person a bit unrelated, like. So I took that from her. So whenever I feel like I need to calm down, or whenever I feel like I need to, you know, I light a candle and I would talk, or sometimes I wouldn't even talk, like I would just expect God or the universe or whatever higher power to hear what's in my heart. So after that, I got a job, and then like things started progressing for me in life, and it saddened me because I was very close to my granny, hence my name Ingu Nobelung. Like I have a second Nobelung, now you know it. So she named me that, and I used to hate it because I was like, and I've learned that it meant something to her because it was her late aunt's name, and I resemble her aunt. I think and yes, characteristics in Yonkelando, I just end in Mhlope, like light skin girl. Anyway, so yeah, moving forward, I feel like I'm going right, man. So this video is not only to talk about that, it's also to tell you guys that there will be progress now. I will be trying my best to pick myself up, because at the end of the day, I can't just say, oh my gosh, I lost my granny, and just expect things to fall into place. Obviously, when you want things to progress in your life, you have to stand up no matter how broken you are, because at the end of the day, you've got yourself. So not this, I don't want to lie to myself and pretend like I'm fine when I'm not, just for the sake of being Mbogodo, because I'm not Mbogodo. But life goes on, you know. I have to continue, because at the end of the day, she wanted the best for me and I'm gonna say my siblings, because at home, well, she didn't treat us like cousins. Like it was almost as though we were all siblings. So I'll say my siblings, she wanted the best for Sonke. So if I'm just gonna, you know, relax the whole time, it's not gonna work. It's really not gonna work, and I'll be fooling myself. I will watch my life fall apart in my time to peel, you know. So yeah. And another thing that I wanted to talk about was how it's so hard being in my 20s. Like I just arrived, you know, and it's just so unfortunate that my granny passed on. I'm trying not to make the video about her or how I'm hurting in Yonkelando, but it just falls into, you know, the conversation. It's so hard now that my granny has passed on, because I got most of my strength from her. Ne? I would like to believe Dumdana that grew up at a very young age. Ne? I say this because I matriculated when I was 17. The following year I was already working a 9 to 5 while I was studying, and it was just, yeah, I grew up at a young age. I became financially responsible for myself at a very young age, and I'm not gonna lie and say no, it is due to circumstances or whatever. No, it is due to me wanting to be independent and looking at my granny, well, both my grannies, amazing women, but just looking at how independent she is and how driven she was, you know. So now that I'm in that, as I was saying, I'm sorry I got a call, but as I was saying, now that in Diklando, I want to figure my life out. I'm getting a job, side hustles as well. I forget that I'm still young. Like I am very young, but at the same time, I'm very grateful that I can do so much for myself at this age. But at the same time, I am so young. Do you get me? Like, you know? And it's hard because I put so much pressure on myself, and I think a lot of people relate to what I'm saying now, or what I'm going to say. I put so much pressure on myself that when things are not going the way that I need them to go, I fall straight into a depression. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. I fall like depressed. I can't function. I can't this. I can't that. I can't that. And when this happened with my granny, because these are the conversations that I would have with her, and I was so grateful that she was one person that I could open up to, dimchazele, about myself truthfully and honestly, you know, because with my parents I would have to because but what I meant was, with our parents, this is a very toxic thing. Nah? I'm not saying I love my parents any less, but this is a very toxic thing that most parents, like, it's a mentality that most parents have. If they wanted your life to turn out a certain way, for an example, they wanted you to graduate, work a 9 to 5, just be a typical child that matriculated well, like, they just have, they have certain expectations of how your life will turn out, but you also have your own different plans. So that also messed me up mentally. I'm not saying my parents are bad people, no. I'm not saying that, but it's difficult for me, or for anyone my age, to maneuver in life, because as much as you know what your plans are in life, you have Lendo that's here because you know that there are certain expectations, you know. And as I was saying, what I appreciated most about my granny is that she allowed me to be who I am. Ne? She knew that maybe these aren't her plans. Like, everyone expects her to turn out. But she's also very positive that she's gonna make it, and whenever it is that she's gonna do. Because my granny was old. 2K, you know. So obviously there are certain things that she didn't understand about me, or certain choices that she didn't understand, but she took her time to learn that things are different now, and she's her own person, and that's totally fine. But what I have to do is just to make sure that she's on the right track. Being on the right track doesn't mean that I'm gonna do what you want me to do. I'll do what I want to do, or what I feel is best. But just to make sure that she's still centered, she's still grounded. Is she okay mentally? Is she making the right choices? And you know? So yeah, this life thing is really, this life thing is just very hard, because as much as you have plans for yourself, we forget that we do not know when these things will happen. Like, you can't, for an example, you can study for an exam. Yes, on the 6th of September. You can study, but you don't know how the questions are going to be like. Like, you don't know what you know what they're gonna ask you because you know the content, because you studied, but you don't know how they're gonna ask you the questions, but you have prepared yourself, you know. I hope I'm making sense. At times I say stuff that makes sense to me and then just think it's just gonna make sense to everyone, but it's hard because sometimes I put a certain time, banditi, by the age of in 2 months or in a week's time, whatever, I want this to be done. But I forget, not that I forget, but there is God, and God has you know. I can say, because now I currently want to move out of my home and I want my own place, I want this, but then I don't know when that will happen. As much as anyway, I can save, I can do this, but for izinto ozifunayo wena. So you can pray about it, you can this, but it doesn't mean that he's going to answer you right there and then. And this also goes back to what I said about me being young. I matriculated with people that are a year or 2 years older than me. And I went out of high school and I became friends with people that are 2-3 years older than me. Abanye even 4, you know? I work with people that are up to 10-15 years older than me. And I'm not saying that you only get successful or your things only get answered when you're older, but there are certain things that they can do or that they have done that I also want to do, but and at times it's just very hard to understand that because you want that as well, you know? Like, I want to have my own place. I want to have my own car. I want this, I want that. Yes, it takes hard work, but it doesn't mean that God is going to make that happen for me now, you know? So, as much as 2 months, can't even 3 months because I haven't been okay for the past 3 months. About my granny just passed away like a month and a half ago. These 3 months have been very hard, but I won't lie, they have taught me a lot. They have taught me to be grounded. They taught me to be patient. They have taught me to just remember that I am my own person. Like, Indenzeka is not particularly going to happen to me. Yes, it's good, but it's not going to happen to me because it's not for me, you know? It's not my time, you know? And I remember when I made my first video, I spoke about how my career, this and that about my career, or what I want to be my career. And I've been battling because I want things to happen like right now. And that doesn't speak about I don't speak about things before they happen. So I hope you understand. But as I was saying, like, I can't, as much as I can try my best, it doesn't mean it's going to happen now. Like, I just have to be patient. Like, I'm not saying I have to work less or be less positive or be less motivated. No, it just means that it's just not gonna happen now, you know? So yeah, I'm not at my best state right now, but what I do know, hey guys, I think the anxiety got, because I can't stop with my hands. I can't stop. But I can't stop doing that. Anyway, I think too much. I'm an overthinker. I'm very sorry. I'm not sorry. It's normal. But yeah, man, I'm not at the best state right now, but I'm happy with the progress that I'm making because a few good stuff are happening and I'm very much grateful for them. And I hope God just keeps opening doors for me, you know? And yeah, man, I hope you guys are okay. And moving forward, yeah, just what I will do now, yeah, I will post this video, right? And then you will obviously comment with whatever it is that you want to say, but I would also appreciate it if you were to comment down below by what type of video you want next, because it's very unfortunate that this is also a sit down and my first video was a sit down and I said it would be a vlog, but I couldn't, and I apologize for that.
Now, tell me now what I'm doing. Oh, what I'm doing? What I'm saying?